Transformers of Eternia.
You're watching Transformers of Eternia, and today I finally found Brawn, the Studio Series 86 Brawn. And let's open this box up and let's see what's inside. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so there he is, tied down to the cardboard little background. There's the instructions. So here's the box art, which is kind of cool. Definitely looks like Brawn, I'll say that. So here he is, the deluxe scale Brawn. So let's cut this guy out of the box. Got my little X-Acto knife. Looks like I feel like they should be able to put this thing in the box. Oh, there's his gun. I don't know why that was just flopped in there. I don't know what the deal is with that. That could have got lost pretty easily. So here's he just kind of just plugs into the back. So that's the little stage thing that they gave you. And he looks pretty cool anyway. His feet are kind of floppy, the little front piece. And this thing guy. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, we got this guy is really tight joints. Anyway, there he is. So let's take a look at him. Put the gun in his hand, kind of pose him a little bit. Okay, so that's Brawn, looking great. This is definitely Brawn. Okay, so now we got him in a different angle, so you can kind of take a look at him better. I could check the posability and all that stuff. Yeah, the head, I'm having trouble turning this thing. It's really tight. Really tight. Like, really tight. So that's interesting. But I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually here. Anyway, posability, he does look like he can pose pretty good. I mean, obviously the same old stuff that you normally get with these things. And yeah, he's got a lot of tight joints. Like very tight, like brand new tight. So that's, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he's got a waist swivel. That's kind of cool. Yeah, he's got everything turns and moves. He could pose, it seems like, pretty well. Like the knee there, though, you could obviously see that you can't bend his knee like super, like bend it, but that's because there's a lot of this stuff on the back with the wheel and everything. So, I mean, it's kind of to be expected at this point. But I don't really need him to do super kicks or anything like that, or back kicks. And his feet really can do a lot of posing with these little things. Yeah, he's got the backpack, but I kind of expect that for Brawn. But yeah, it does hit on the backpack. So there is that, but I don't think that's a deal breaker, I'll tell you that. But this guy, he looks really good. I really like this. In hand, this Brawn is like, this is Brawn. I mean, this is a great looking figure. So, yeah. He just kind of fits the mold, and I'm kind of glad to have him. I wish I had Cosmos, of course, but, you know, that one we're not going to be able to get because I'm not spending $100 to get a Cosmos. So there is that. So here he is next to Optimus Prime, the leader class, Voyager scale, basically, Optimus Prime. And let's see what he looks like next to other figures. Well, Optimus Prime. But I want to see what he looks like next to other Transformers that are similar. Yeah. Let's put him next to the little, what is it, Legend scale Brawn or whatever from the Power of the Primes, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, that was the coolest Brawn. I have a little extra gun that I added to it, so that's not the one that came with it. And we have this third-party Brawn. This used to be my favorite Brawn of all time for many, many years until I got that little one, and I was like, okay, well, maybe there's going to be better Brawns in the future. I don't know. So there's that, and he's basically a deluxe scale. But that one is just different. It's a third party. Here he is next to Bumblebee, of course. So you get he's a good size for a Voyager. He's not small like Bumblebee, but he's not super tall either. So he's just a good size. I think they did a good job on the size scale with this guy. And scaling him next to the other Brawns, I mean, he's definitely a deluxe version of Brawn, which is cool because he's a truck. I mean, you don't want him to be super small. So, yeah. And here he is next to Shrapnel. See, that's a deluxe, and he's a deluxe, so he is a mini bot, but he's not a super mini bot. And Shrapnel is not super big either, so yeah. So let's take a look at this guy, and let's think about doing some transformation here. Now, I'm doing this in fast forward mode and talking over it because when it comes to transformations, I am the worst person to transform anything on a video. I knock over things, I drop things, everything that can go wrong possibly will go wrong whenever I do transformations in Transformers videos. And also when I'm doing this, I'm also looking at instructions. Now there we go, got the head to turn finally. Had to pull it out and then get it to turn, but it's still super tight. But yeah, this is my first time transforming this thing, so you're seeing me literally struggle through it and kind of figure out where things go as I'm looking at instructions and not like a YouTube video, which I think YouTube videos are far more superior than the instructions are on these things. So yeah, but here he is anyway, he has a very interesting transformation, I'll give it that. It's definitely not like anything I've ever seen. So that's cool that somebody was very creative in how to get this thing to transform and how to get it to become G1 Brawn, but also turn into G1 Brawn the vehicle, and do it in a different way, not like the original like toy did. And this is cool right here. That is cool. Turns into the bumper. That is a cool idea for a design. So anyway, we get this, and we gotta do something with these legs, it looks like. So we're gonna the feet are kind of like Hound. It reminds me of Hound with these feet where they kind of compact and turn into like go into the sides kind of, but it's not exact. This is not a knockoff of Hound, this isn't the mold of Hound being used. It's just a good idea that they came up with Hound, and I think they just kind of utilized it for this figure. So yeah, the feet though, they just kind of fold in, and his legs all kind of like unfold and move out, and I think that is very cool. And it's also reminiscent kind of the original toy. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think we're pretty much almost done here with this guy. And just some of these things you just kind of tweak it a little bit and kind of find its way so it kind of evens out and clicks into place and stays in place. You know, the average Transformer type of deal where you gotta peg it and kind of figure out where things peg in and, you know, all that stuff. Because that bumper piece seems like that keeps coming loose on me. And then the rear end, those pegs don't want to stay in sometimes. But the front, I'm having trouble here with trying to peg that in and keep it. And also it feels like it's lopsided a little bit. But here it is done. It's all done. It's transformed. And that is definitely a Brawn. That looks exactly like Brawn. That is perfect for Brawn. That, as far as I'm concerned, is my final Brawn. I don't need another Brawn after this. This is the perfect version of it. And it even has windows that are painted. And obviously the wheel comes off, so you can stick the gun on there and everything. But the windows are painted instead of being clear plastic, so I know a lot of people are going to like that. And kind of makes me wonder why they didn't do that with Ironhide and Ratchet, unless they wanted to redo them and have cracked windows and broken stuff, which I won't buy, so I'm not really into that. But yeah, there he is. That's his vehicle form again. So this is what you get out of the box and everything, and he is very cool looking. I just love this vehicle form. The only thing that maybe they could have just included, but it wasn't in the movie, is his little drill that comes out in front of his vehicle at one point in the cartoon. But really, that's kind of like being picky. Other than that, though, everything I think on this guy is pretty close to perfect. I mean, the color, everything, the windows. Maybe the window on the back could have been painted. I don't know. But other than that, everything is about right. So the designs, he's even got that X on his little gas tank or whatever on the back. Everything looks good. It all comes together in the end and transforms fairly well. So I can't really complain. I mean, the back thing here seems to want to come undone sometimes. So you got to peg that in there and get it just right. But other than that, everything worked out and it looks good as a transformer. And it really does a lot of transforming, more than you would expect for one of these mini guys. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So here it is after he's transformed back. And final thoughts. I would definitely say that this guy is worth buying. I don't know who wouldn't want this thing. And I'll put next to him the other Brawns that kind of complement him, because I think this is the perfect Brawn that we got. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this thing. So like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.